everybody, what's the rumpus? My name is Steven and I'm here to talk to you about Through Hell and Back. We're going to be talking about landing, how to land the B-24. Alright, let's get into this here. So from the previous video where I talked about the bombing allocation, I'm just going to kind of keep that here. So we finished, we flew the first part of the mission, we bombed our target, we went back. We exhausted the return to base decks, which means we got back to our home base safely, but we didn't land. All right. So what happens now is, let's see, we've got 3 damage from the mission on our bomber. We never look at the bomb site card for landing. We don't need to count those cubes. All right. Just these 3 that are on the board right now. All right. If we look at our landing card, landing card will show us that we have, landing card is going to show us that the damage locations each have a count. Yellow is 1, red is 2, and black is 4. So the yellow is going to be 1, the red is going to be 2, so that's a total of 3. And then we've got a 4, so that's a total of 7 now. So we've got a total point of 7 damage according to the landing card. So we're going to roll 4d6. Let me get some d6 out here. And we've got a total of 15. So 15 minus 7. 15 minus 7 is 8. So 8 is, what am I looking at here? So 8 is, if we look at the bottom of the landing card, we have an 8. A safe landing would need a higher score, between 13 and 23. But you'll see that 8 falls into this middle range here between 12 and 5. 5 and 12. And we're going to roll a d12 for that. And what happens is this D12 is going to create damage. We had an accident while we were landing. So that means 10 is going to take a damage. Now that's the tail gunner. Luckily he's okay. We just kind of move that cube there. And the tail gunner is okay, luckily. Now, if the tail gunner was critically wounded, like let's say this was already, we don't stack cubes, but just pretend that yellow cube is not there. So let's say that when we were landing, he was already critically wounded. During the landing, we had a mishap, and the tail gunner succumbed to whatever injuries he already had. So we would move that cube over. I mean, moving the cubes over doesn't necessarily matter because you've landed. Kind of the mission is over, but you just kind of take the cube off so you know he's. He's unfortunately passed. All right. So I think I have a stamp for that. Actually, I do. I have a stamp for that. This is on the what do you call it, on the tabletop version. I made a little stamp you can put on that for that. But so that's how the landing works. It's pretty straightforward. Now, if I had a worse score of between the 4 and the 12 here, I mean the 4 and the 3, if my score was below from 4 to -3, then I would be rolling 2 dice. I would be rolling 2 dice. So in a way, while you're landing, there's no way in the game to completely total your aircraft. I felt like that, although that is a reality, that I didn't want to put that into the game because it might just be a little too grim and difficult. So, but at worst, you can lose your crew. You can lose some of your crew, But that's how landing works. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. But the one thing to remember is when you're tallying up the damage, the dice, you do not tally from the bomb site card. Okay, that's a mistake. Some people, I've gotten some feedback from people's first games, and they were accidentally tallying the damage from the bomber card. But that's not how it works. So don't worry about the bomb site card. So don't worry about that when you're landing. Okay. Hope that helps. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching. Please be well, happy, and peaceful, and take care.